On this episode of Life After the Show, Romeo and I are going to be discussing the AL and the NL MVP award winners. Now, there's six people, three on each side, all of them up for the award, but only one winner from each division will take it home. And if you think about it, controversy will be on the rise when they announce the American League MVP award winner, regardless of who wins. Now, tune in to see what I have to say and what Romeo has to say about who was deserving of all these awards.
Town goes Frazier.
Okay, as you guys know, Major League Baseball just announced the National League and the American League MVP award winners. And on the National League side, Shohei Ohtani won it. Surprise, surprise. But on the American League side, that's what I think everybody was tuned in to this show to try to see what the result was going to be. Aaron Judge or Cal Raleigh. Both had historic seasons. One hit the most home runs by a catcher ever in the history of the game, and another one just keeps hitting 50-plus homers and batting 300 and going for MLB MVP titles consistently. So, who won it on the American League side? Aaron Judge. And my God, people are mad. People are mad because, one, I think that they're tired of one guy consistently winning it. And then people are mad that this guy went out as a catcher and hit 60 home runs, and he manned a pitching staff the entire season, and he got his team to the playoffs, and he just did what he did as a catcher. So, I mean, I think that all opinions are valid on who should have won. I think that if you were to go out and ask players who they think should win, they might be split. But I think that if you were to go out and you were to ask those players what season would you have rather had, majority of them will probably say Aaron Judge's. So I think that that would be a better indicator of who they think should have won it, but they would just probably not want to just say vocally out loud like this guy deserved it over this guy. But I think that everybody would have rather hit 331 with 53 homers and a 1,144 OPS. But I don't think that they would shy away from hitting 247 with a 948 OPS and 60 homers. So both guys are deserving, but controversy is following the American League MVP award winner. And that is no surprise. But let's just talk about a few things. So, one thing that I want to talk about, because this is a podcast that we do focus majority of the time on the Yankees and the fact that Aaron Judge is a Yankee and he won it, we're just going to highlight a little bit about his season. So, I think for me, I mean, I'm not being biased. I obviously was teammates with one guy and don't know another guy, but I'm really not being biased. I think I'm just stating what my natural opinion is. And something I think for me that is solidifying it is that if you were to look at Major League Baseball's average OPS in the 2025 season, it's around 711. And then if you were to take what Aaron Judge's OPS is and what Cal Raleigh's OPS is, and then figure out what the difference is, it's a difference of 196. So if you take 196 off of Judge's OPS, his OPS is Cal Raleigh's. If you take 196 off of Cal Raleigh's OPS, it's 752. Again, Major League average is 711. One of these guys goes a little bit above average, and then the other guy turns in to Cal Raleigh. So I think for me, that's where I kind of came up with my decision on who I think should win it. Obviously, both those guys had insane seasons. One hit 331, one hit 247, one hit 60 home runs, the other one hit 53. So, there's differences on both sides in terms of who had maybe better numbers in certain areas. But overall, I think Aaron Judge just went out and won the award deservingly so. But people are very upset. People are extremely upset, I think, because voter fatigue is starting to set in. Again, I mentioned a few minutes ago that these guys just keep winning, and Aaron Judge has won multiple MVPs. This is his third. Shohei Ohtani's won on both sides, AL and MVP. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat the guy on the National League side now because he is pitching and hitting, and he is on the best team in baseball, and they're just going to keep winning for many years to come. But let's just talk about the other guys that these two people won the award over. I mentioned Cal Raleigh on the National or the American League side, and then followed with Jose Ramirez. So both those guys had really good seasons. I mean, Jose Ramirez finished with about 30 homers, 85 RBIs, and an 863 OPS. Cal Raleigh was 247 and a 579 slugging with a 948 OPS, 60 homers, 125 RBIs. That's a lot of RBIs. That's a lot of RBIs. So, I mean, I would say that both these guys are deserving of the notoriety of how good their seasons were. But the other guy, the big man at the top, Aaron Judge, the American League MVP, just his season was insane. And he's only getting better. He really is. It's actually insanely impressive to see the fact of where he started and what his numbers were from the jump and how they're just incrementally getting better. And he's just progressing at an uphill rate that there's no end in sight. So that was your American League MVP. People on Twitter are just consistently they're griping. Yankees Twitter is happy for once. It's a tough pill to swallow, I think, for the other fan bases that the Yankees fan base is finally happy. I think they're so used to seeing misery follow those people that tonight is a good night for the Yankees fans and a really bad night for everyone that's not a Yankees fan. So that's kind of where we're at with that. On the National League side, Kyle Schwarber and Juan Soto were the two that went against Shohei Ohtani. And one thing to be noted is that somehow, some way, Juan Soto found his name on the list of MVP finalists after the entire season. People were saying that he just got worse once he left the Yankees and went across the street to the Mets. So Juan Soto hit 263, had a 396 on base. That's really good. 526 slugging and a 921 OPS. That's pretty damn good. And 43 homers. That's pretty damn good for a guy that they said sucked. That's actually insane. I think that's a career high homers total for him too. So what a season coming off his first one with the Mets. Now Kyle Schwarber, 240, 365 on base, 563 slugging, 928 OPS, and 56 homers, 132 RBIs. Again, that is a lot of stakes. I don't really know how these guys are doing what they're doing like that. I don't really know how they I really don't know how they can do that. I mean, Soto mixed in power with steals and was rejuvenated. It looked like he was happy. I mean, at the beginning, it looked like he was really upset, but I mean, towards the end, I mean, he got hot. So, I mean, I think that if you're a fan of any of these teams and these guys are being mentioned, like you're in really good spot. I mean, Schwarber's a free agent, so we'll see where he lands. But as far as everybody else goes, like they will all be returning back to their respective teams. So I mean, everyone's going to have probably another MVP caliber season next year. I mean, if I would to look on FanDuel or DraftKings immediately after tonight, I would assume that Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge are going to somehow be the betting favorites for next year's AL and NL MVPs again. But again, it comes to no surprise given the fact that the trajectory of these guys' careers is just continuously going upwards, and one pitches and hits, and the other one just keeps getting better on the American League side. So, this isn't a video where we're just going to sit here and talk and talk and talk. I mean, everybody watched the show. You saw the results. Controversy is a way that I think that they will describe the American League side winner. But ultimately, both guys had an insane season, and in the voters' eyes, Judges was better. I do want to say this though. I really do. I do want to say this. I would love in the comments if you made it this far along to give me some sort of explanation as to what you think could change in the MVP voting, right? And what I mean by that is that there's a lot of people that are voting that I just don't know if they deserve the right to vote. I mean, you're a writer and you follow these teams, whether you have a biased opinion, whether you have an unbiased opinion, you are writing articles consistently, and then you get to decide who wins the award. Again, I don't have all the answers to what I think the right one is. I don't know if AI needs to do it. I don't know if we just hand it over to the sports books and let them do it, because they've put these numbers out months in advance, and it seems like they knew who was going to win the award regardless of not being affiliated with the team. So I'd love to just see in the comments what you guys think, if you like that the writers are the ones doing it. I mean, I think personally you couldn't have players or coaches doing it. There'd be extreme bias from those guys, teammates and coaches. And maybe you would just have players that don't really like the other guys and don't want them to win. I mean, again, I don't really know how to change this or if it should stay the same, but I would like to see in the comments if anyone has an opinion on if they want it to stay the same or change. So leave a comment. And honestly, just let me know if you think the Judge or Cal Raleigh should have won the MVP because that's really what this video was about. So I'd love to just see the reactions and what guys have to say, and we'll get it going from there. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. And I would say on the next episode, be ready for If I Were GM Part 2, Pitchers Edition. I'm looking forward to that one. And the thumbnail should be pretty good. I've been working on a good picture. So tune into that, and thanks for watching.